Hey everyone on YouTube, so excited to have you here. We are going to be diving into really the formula and blueprint behind my $200,000 Etsy sweatshirt. I'm excited for you to be here for this live free training. And as we jump into it, make sure to actually join the real training. The real training is in a different platform. It's free to jump into. We will put a link for you to join that training as well. So make sure, make sure you join the actual training too. We'd love to have you there. Perfect. Welcome. All right. Perfect. All right. Welcome, everyone. Hello. Great to have you here. Welcome. Let us know where you are from in the chat. Go ahead and let us know where you're from. Where are you joining us from on this Monday morning? So happy to have you be part of this. Louisa, Myra, Barbara, Rebecca, Janice, great to have you here. Really, really excited for this. So we are going to jump right in. We want to make sure that we get into the meat and potatoes of all of this. So welcome. Thanks for joining me. We are going to be talking about my $200,000 Etsy sweatshirt blueprint. I'm so excited to have you here because I'm going to be talking about and teaching you how I turn one sweatshirt into a $200,000 product on Etsy using a step-by-step strategy that you can actually copy yourself. And whether you're just starting out on Etsy or you're stuck and you're trying to scale, this formula and this blueprint will really simplify everything. Awesome. We have Arizona, Kansas City, Utah, Memphis, Texas, India. Oh my goodness. Welcome. All right. Now, before you go and create any more products on Etsy, I ask you to stop right here. Don't go further because we need to kind of recalibrate. So don't list any more products on Etsy until you really take notes in today's session. And by the end of this session, I want you to have full clarity on this sweatshirt strategy that we use to build a $200,000 product in our shop. And you'll know exactly how to use this blueprint to find your own six-figure product and scale this with confidence. All right, now I would love to get to know you guys a little bit more. If you are here, go ahead and put in the chat. I love seeing where you're from, but please put in the chat your revenue for your last 30 days with a comma, and then what your revenue goal is per month. So what your normal monthly revenue is, comma, your goal. I just want to get an idea. And if it's no shop, put 0. If it really is 0, go ahead and put 0 too. All right, so just let me kind of know where you're at for your revenue and then what your goal revenue is. All right, let's see. 0, John, 25,000. Yeah, don't forget to put your goal. Angie, 0 and 15,000. Paula, 0 and 5,000. 0 and 20,000. Okay. This is really helpful to see. $423, Athea, 5K. Okay. $200. You want to make $200K per month. All right. You can join Brett, one of my clients who does $200K. All right. 8K. Christine, you want to make $20K a month. Perfect. Okay. Good to know. Thanks for sharing. This is very, very helpful. So I do want you to all know who this is for today. Okay. Who is this for? This is for people who you feel like you don't have enough bestseller badges in your shop. Maybe you don't have a lot. Maybe you don't have any. Number 2, if you're not really sure who your customer is, and maybe if you're targeting a profitable customer. Number 3, this is for you if you want to work smarter and not harder. And number 4, this is for you if you're kind of lost. All right, can anyone relate to these? Yes. All right, now make sure to also put excuses aside because A lot of us, we tell ourselves these narratives as to why we can't be successful or why we won't be successful. But that is the time to put these excuses aside, whether you're saying, I don't have enough time. It's not maybe that you need more time, it's just spending your time doing different things. If you're thinking, I don't know if this will work, well, I challenge you to look at this with an open mind and to ask yourself, does this plan look better than my current plan? If your current plan isn't working, you need a new plan. So stay open-minded. If you're feeling like, well, what if I fail? Okay. For a lot of us, it can't get worse, right? It can't get worse. So stay open-minded. These are proven e-commerce principles you'll be learning today. And what if you waste time or money? Okay, think about what you've already put into Etsy, the time you've already put in, even if it's just thinking about it or watching YouTube videos. What has that gotten you so far? Okay, you might feel like you're currently wasting time because what you're currently doing is not working. So stay open-minded and get ready to learn today. I would love for you to comment me in the chat, whether you have an Etsy shop or you don't, it doesn't matter. But if you've ever thought any of these things, have you thought, what is the one thing I'm missing in my shop? Could someone just tell me the one thing I'm missing? I've got to be missing one thing. Put me in the chat if that's you. Have you ever thought, should I just keep creating listings? Maybe that's what I should be doing right now. Maybe if I keep creating listings, something will stick. Maybe something will sell. I'll just keep creating listings. How about, have you ever thought, hey, why am I stuck right now and other shops are growing? What's up with this? What's up with this? What is wrong with my shop? I'm seeing other people be successful. Why can't I be successful? Okay, yeah, Laura starting something new, trying to figure it all out. Yes, okay. I see a lot of people relating to this. If you have commented me, you are in the right place. So glad to have you here. Now, you guys, I've worked with thousands of Etsy sellers over the last few years, thousands. We even have over 4,500 clients, but we've talked to at least 10,000 more. And I've noticed a very common theme as to why people are struggling right now. And this is not necessarily the same as last year. So these are the current reasons people are struggling the most. And let me know which one you relate to, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Number 1, are you looking to Etsy for product ideas? You're looking to Etsy to try to decide what you should sell. You're trying to get inspired from Etsy. That will cause you to struggle because Etsy is one of the last places to get trends. So we never want to look on Etsy for product ideas. That is the one place we don't want to look. So if you are, I would expect you're probably struggling right now. Has anyone doing that? Number 1, you were looking to Etsy for ideas. Number 2, one reason you're probably still struggling is if you are not targeting a profitable customer. And if you don't know if you're targeting a profitable customer, then you're probably not. You would absolutely know if you were. So if you're not intentionally targeting a profitable customer and getting in front of them, let me know if you're struggling with that. And that's number 2. Okay, number 2. All right, number 3, okay, not to call anyone out here, it's a safe space, but you would probably be struggling if you are focused on a one product shop. You know what I mean? The shops that have all pillows or all mugs or all blankets. Is anyone falling into number 3? The number 3 trap of a one product shop. You're probably struggling if you are. And number 4, this is a huge one. And this is for anyone who's been on Etsy for more than a year. And maybe you thought you were doing okay last year. And this is that you are probably struggling if you are relying what worked for you last year or in the past to keep working for you right now. And the reality is you have to keep evolving and changing and updating in order to keep thriving, especially on Etsy. So if you're relying on what worked for you in the past, you're probably struggling right now. Okay, I see a lot of 1 and 2. Interesting. All right, so if we haven't met before, my name is Jahraus. So happy to have you here. I've been in e-commerce for over 13 years. I worked in corporate e-commerce for some huge companies, managing $100 million portfolios, primarily in the footwear market, working for Zappos, and then moved up to Zulily. But I then scaled my own Etsy shop to over $1 million in profit before I ever started teaching this. So my full career expertise is e-commerce. And that is why I'm so passionate about teaching the actual business principles. These are not tricks or hacks or get rich quick things. These are real core business principles that you'll be learning. And I went on to scale and build a coaching company of 47 team members. We've helped over 4,500 Etsy sellers every month. They generate over $27 million combined every month. And I also launched an Etsy software for Etsy sellers to help them with their SEO. So that is my background. That is where this expertise and experience is coming from. Now, it was not always this way. I have to say, when I started on Etsy, I was not all in. I was treating it like Craigslist. Anyone currently treating Etsy like Craigslist? If you were from that era, right? Craigslist, I was definitely just throwing things up there, hoping someone would want it. And one thing I was doing was actually looking on Etsy for ideas. And as I started expanding my product mix, I was looking on Etsy thinking, oh, they're selling that. I could do that. Yet, why were their listings succeeding and my listings were flopping? I had quite a few iterations of that and listings that happened to. And so I started getting really curious and tracking what actually worked in my shop. And you guys, my best-selling listings were all items that I did not discover on Etsy first. They were all from outside of Etsy, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. And I'll be giving you my exact blueprint that I use to create these high volume power listings so that you can skip this trial and error that I had to go through and you can actually see results. So yes, this is about my $200,000 sweatshirt, but we did this with many more categories, and we'll talk about how repeatable this is and what categories you can also do this in. Okay, and just for perspective, I actually started this whole strategy with flower letters, and then I moved into flower walls, and then I got the idea for this custom sweatshirt. I actually sat on the idea for 6 months. Then when I applied the same method, it became a $50,000 a month bestseller product, and that was within the first month. So it happened pretty quickly, and it's because it's rooted in customer strategy, not just random creativity. Now, why is this the perfect time to be implementing this strategy? Number one, new sellers, brand new sellers, maybe like you, are going straight to Etsy software and Etsy tools for product ideas. So they're looking to Etsy for ideas. That's what everyone's doing. So that's why we don't want to do that. Number two, buyers really care more about speed than price, which is one of the big ways I'll teach you to compete in this way. And then number three, Etsy rewards simplicity and focus. For example, having one product, 20 audiences, and really that's infinite growth potential. Now, if you're kind of nervous or like, well, what kind of results could this actually get me? Dylan, did this only work for you and it doesn't work for anyone else? Not at all. Here's actual proof all within the last few years. And you can see the person on the left who I'm hugging, she does 90K a week there. You can see Leonie had her first 10K month with these strategies. Chandler, actually, he used to do 24K in a year. With these strategies, he's on track for 160,000 in a year. And then Alyssa, you can see on the right, it's a picture of her. Her goal was 10K per month, and she crossed 16K per month. Okay, and it's not just a couple people. These are not just a couple unicorns. This is very, very consistent. You can see Stephanie actually just had her first 20K month. She started her shop last year. You can see Haley crossed 56,000. Christina, she was over just under 2K a month last summer, now over 25,000 a month. And Akela, brand new shop. If you're thinking, hey, are these actually like possible for new shops? Are these results? Absolutely. She started a new shop 7 months ago, no sales, and now is over 10,000 a month in revenue a few months in a row now. Now, if you're like, well, what if that was last year? Okay, don't worry. These are current results as well. So these are all people who are seeing results here and now, 4,000 a month, 1,200, even someone going from just 150 a month to 800 with the right strategies. We're moving in the right direction. And some more proof of this summer here, you can see Katie doubled her revenue from July to August, 6x from June to now. Jason, 12K USD for the month. Ariana, 14,600. And then Jenna, she does print on demand, 55,000 in the month. So the success rate for these strategies is actually 94%, which is huge when it requires you to actually do the work. So 94% of people, because you might ask, what does that mean? It means they've either hit their financial goals or they feel that they are on track to hit their financial goals now that they have this plan. All right, so we are going to be diving into the secret formula behind my $200,000 sweatshirts. Remember, you don't need 100 products. You need one high value product that's built for the right buyers. All right, who is ready to get into this? Anyone? Yes? All right, so the 4 steps we're going to be going over. Take notes. The 4 steps we'll be talking about is number 1, identifying big spender customers. Number 2, choosing a high revenue potential product. Number 3, competing with speed. And then number 4, going deep into one vertical. And this is where we get into an amazing SEO strategy. And this is why you won't need to pay for ads. And just a reminder, every single person who stays until the end of this is going to get our full guide on how to identify and nurture your most profitable customers. So if that is the part you're getting stuck on, this is going to be an amazing guide for you. Okay, so who's going to stay to the end to get this? Let me know in the chat. Okay, let's get into number 1. Now, this is where I want you to be extremely open-minded, because who you're targeting in your shop right now most likely will not ever get you to your financial goals. So we need to be open-minded to targeting different types of customers in our shops. Multiple customers, not just one. So we need to identify the right type of customer, and my 2 favorite types of big spender buyers are what we're covering. Number 1, teams and organizations. And number 2, career-based groups. I'm going to get into very specific examples because I find it's not helpful for you if I just teach theory. You want practical steps and things that you can actually take with you and implement today, right? So let's give you those tactical steps. Step 1, teams and organizations. Who are these people? This is all going to impact your SEO. So take a screenshot. Okay. Sports teams, moms of teams, MLM teams, right? It might be more of a business opportunity team, sororities, fraternities, bands, robotics, debate, quiz bowl, company teams, sales teams, nonprofit teams like Relay for Life, firefighter, EMT crews, police academy teams, coaches. These are all customers that I sold to. Right? Military commands, church mission teams, vacation Bible school teams, Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, 4-H, FFA, it's Future Farmers of America, right? Bridal parties, bachelorette parties, family reunions, those are organizations, smaller organizations, travel sports, parents, nurse floors, school year groups, right? Freshman, senior, you know what I'm talking about? Class of 2026, CrossFit teams, charity walk teams, right? Breast cancer walks, that's coming up. Remote employee teams, conference attendees, startup branded swag, small business uniforms like staffing uniforms, student government associations. All of these are great teams that you can sell to. Now, why are these so amazing to sell to teams? Because it means that you can sell to a large group of people. You acquire one customer, and suddenly behind that customer is 20 other people on their team that are buying the matching thing. So it's a great way to increase really your average order value and your revenue behind otherwise potentially a lower price point product. Now let's talk about career-based groups. This is also great to take a picture of. These are different nurse categories, clinics, med school grad cohorts, even teacher teams or careers. So kindergarten teachers, daycare providers, resident assistants, tutoring centers, all of these librarian teams. I have sold to all of these types of teams and career-based groups with this one product. Okay, so it didn't start this way. It definitely didn't start this way. It evolved into this strategy when I saw the power behind the strategy. I started with a mama sweatshirt. You can see on the right, there's the actual mama sweatshirt I started with. How many mamas are behind a mama, right? It's just one person. So they're buying one mama sweatshirt for themselves, maybe one for their friend or sister. But I went from that to saying yes to every customer request. And I started selling to MLMs that got huge before I got into other types of teams and organizations. So these orders that were coming through were over 30 pieces. So over 30 units were ordered at a time. So suddenly you go from just selling one-off sweatshirts to now having orders of quantity 30 of a $40 item multiple times per day. Okay, what questions do we have so far? What questions do we have? I'm here to help. This is free. You guys, you didn't pay anything to be here. This is a free presentation. Yes, if you decide you would like help, we do provide coaching, and that's an investment, but this is a free presentation. Any questions? All right, we'll have time for more questions. Load them up, put them in the chat. I'm going to get into step number 2 because we talk about who to sell to. You might have found a few people on those. I actually sold to all of those customers in my one shop with my one product. But you might be thinking, well, what is the product? So that's the next step we're going to get into. Okay, how do we get in front of these teams? SEO. How is this different than niches? A niche does not guarantee there's a profitable customer. So for example, if you are selling to, let's say, the teacher niche, it doesn't mean that every teacher would be automatically interested in that product or able to afford that product. But for me, what I did was I built a product, which was, in this case, in this example, it was the sweatshirt that I showed you. And the aesthetic appealed to many different types of customers who might fall into many types of niches. And that is why I could sell flower walls, flower letters, these sweatshirts. I could sell all of that in the same shop because I targeted the type of customer who appreciated that trendy aesthetic. They like the flower walls. The people who like the flower walls, they also love the sweatshirts. They also love the floral letters. They also love the cake toppers, right? So it was one customer and I was serving them in many areas of their life. And this is the whole strategy behind the lifetime value of the customer. If you focus on a niche, like let's say teachers, okay, how many teacher shirts is someone gonna buy? How many times per month are they gonna come back and shop with you? You're basically shooting yourself in the foot as far as your lifetime value of the customer goes. Instead, we want to acquire a customer and serve them in many areas of their life. Yes, when they're a teacher, also when they're a mom, also when they have grandparents, also when they have siblings, also when they're going to birthday parties, also when they're attending weddings. We want to serve them in many areas of their life for 4 to 7 years, and we appeal to them through an aesthetic. I hope that helps. Okay. Yes, you don't need a new shop. Exactly, you don't need a new shop. Okay. Let's see here. Where do you buy the items for the product? We actually teach you how to source these. We teach you how to source these the supplies if you want to make these yourself. So we help you with personalized coaching. We have 2 to 3 coaches assigned to you, and we actually help you source specific products. Okay. All right, let's jump into the number 2. Step number 2 is choosing the high revenue potential product. So how would you know that a specific product has the potential to do $200,000? I didn't just do this once, you guys, because that would be like a one-off. Well, she got lucky. It was a unicorn situation. This is actually a repeatable strategy that I implement through my shop from day one. I first started with floral letters. You can see our floral letters actually was one product type, a floral letter, a letter with fake flowers on it. That's at over $500,000, over $500,000. I actually had a single listing that did over $100,000 of one listing. Next, I moved on to flower walls. Those were $600 items, okay? So very expensive. We did well over $500,000 behind flower walls as well. And then sweatshirts were actually the third product we did this with, and those were over $200,000. So this is, what I'm teaching you today with the sweatshirts, it's not even the most notable example of what we did, but I want to show you that this is a repeatable strategy across product types, whether you're doing digital or print on demand or physical products that you're making, you can do this strategy as well. So there's 3 ways to get to high revenue potential products. Okay. The first way to get to a product that has high revenue potential is going with an expensive item. So it's very easy for you to make $30,000 a month on a product if every time you sell it, it's $600 for each one that's ordered. And that for me was my flower wall. That was very easy to scale to over $500,000 because it was an expensive item. The second way to get to high revenue is by selling an item that is ordered in large quantities or in bulk. So that means instead of ordering, for me, it was 1 sweatshirt, the mama sweatshirt, now they were ordering 50 sweatshirts that said cheer on it for the entire cheer team. So instead of 1 times $40 of a sweatshirt, it was 50 times $40 for the sweatshirt. So that led to a high average order value. So it's not that I was selling one big expensive item, I was selling a lot of lower price point items for around $40. So that's the second way, is to sell something that's ordered in high quantities. And the third way is to sell something that is ordered on repeat. So this means it's one customer, they buy it from you once, they come back a few months later, they buy it again. They come back a year later, they buy it again. And for me, this was the floral letters. So the floral letters was something that people would buy once, maybe for their bridal shower. Okay, and then they would buy it again for their wedding reception. And then they would buy it for their baby shower. And then they would buy it for a baby name sign, nursery decor. And then they would buy it a number letter, or not a number letter, a floral number. And that would be for the first birthday. And then they would buy another floral number for the second birthday. So they'd come back over and over again. And this would lead to a high lifetime value of the customer. Okay, so there's 3 ways to get to a high revenue product. Okay, and this works with digital as well. So we actually have someone with digital who has low price point digital products, 2 types of products, both a budget spreadsheet. One is marketed for families and personal use. One is marketed towards business. 2 types of products. They created 7 listings of each one, but it's the same kind of budget spreadsheet. And they did $7,000 a month for their first 2 months on Etsy. Yes. Okay, we will have more time for questions. Yes. Now you're thinking, okay, well, I understand the 3 ways to get to high revenue, but where do I find these ideas? Anyone want to know? Yes, I'll be actually teaching you where to find these ideas. The first way is through influencers. Does anyone know who Emily Ann Gemma is? Emily Ann Gemma, she's an amazing influencer, very trendy products that she gets into, go to Etsy months later. Erin Williams is another one. Tara Henderson is another one. Danny Austin is another one. There's so many influencers where you can find these ideas from. The next place is designer brands that you cannot afford. If you are coming up with your own product ideas and yet you are trying to sell to someone who's not like yourself, good luck, right? We want to make sure we are selling to people who really, I guess I would say, would pay more to get something that is unique and special and trend forward. So we want to look to designer brands that you can't afford. And if you're having trouble coming up with product ideas because you're not seeing the ideas, maybe it's because you're not paying attention to the designer brands, because you think, well, I can't afford it, I'm not paying attention to it. But that is actually where a lot of your best products could be coming from. The third place to look for these ideas is trendy boutiques in high traffic areas. So one place here would be boutiques that are in urban areas, fast growing areas, strong economies. And why boutiques? Why boutiques instead of Nordstrom? Well, because boutiques buy differently. Boutiques buy wide assortments, not deep assortments. So they buy a lot of new things more frequently versus buying a few things with high quantities, because boutiques need people to come back over and over. So boutiques are some of the best places to find new ideas and trendy products that aren't on Etsy yet. Now, who wants to know the exact example with this sweatshirt, where I came up with the idea? Does anyone know where the idea came from? Go ahead and put it in the chat if you know. Let me know. Anyone know where the idea came from? I'm going to be showing you on the next slide. Judith March. Does anyone know Judith March? Judith March was actually, she's a designer selling these sweatshirts for $150. $150. No, definitely not Amazon. Judith March sold this sweatshirt for $150 in her online boutique. I saw Erin Williams wearing it. This is an influencer. So it's combining the boutique strategy with Erin Williams, with really the designer brand that you wouldn't pay for yourself. And I recreated the vibe, added customization, and I sold thousands of these on Etsy. Okay, so Judith March is where this came from. $150. I could make the same thing for less than $10, and I could sell it for $40. And that is why my margins were so high. All right, do not forget, if you're thinking, oh, this customer thing, I'm getting really hung up on this. Dylan, I don't get how you find the customer. Remember, stay to the end. We're going to be giving everyone who stays until the end this free guide. Okay, you have to be staying to the end inside of our webinar training platform. So if you're on YouTube, come over to our training platform. Okay, now the next way to do this strategy, and the next really important component, is competing with speed, because speed wins on Etsy. All right, you want to be twice as fast as the competition. So if you're coming in, you're thinking, how do I compete? Compete with speed. Alex Hormozi says this: take what the competitor is doing and do it twice as fast. You will win. You will win every time, because profitable customers, they value speed and they will pay more for it. Events and teams and people with a gifting timeline, they also value speed. And fast delivery will also lend itself to allowing premium pricing. Speed is also something that will get you referrals. So this is another reason speed wins. If you can deliver something within a few days after it's ordered and it's custom, you've suddenly beat the big box retailers, even if they are offering custom. And you'll get dozens of referrals. For us, we did a sweatshirt for one team mom. We got it to her before the competition, whatever was happening that weekend. And she shared how fast she got it. Suddenly, the next day, we're getting dozens of orders for that same team name. Okay, so we were getting well over $4,800 in orders that stemmed from one speedy transaction where we delivered quickly. So word of mouth is huge in organizations and teams, especially when speed is involved. Okay, we're gonna have a time for questions right after this step. And this is super, super, super important. This is to go deep into one vertical. And this is the core of this strategy. It's not that you need 100 products in your shop. You might need 2 or 3 products that are positioned for different customers. So I went with this one product and I created 79 listings out of this. Okay? It's not that you need more products, it's that you need more listings of the same product customized for different buyers. And this exploded my organic free traffic from Etsy. So this is an SEO play. This is a huge SEO play. So I started with mama, then I added dog mom, golf team mom, high school senior, therapist, and many more. So we had over 79 positionings for this. So this is the core, the crux of this strategy. So it's really all about SEO explosion really through deep targeting. Okay, and that's where you're really having each listing targeting different keywords and different customers, and that's how you'll create this flywheel of traffic. So each listing has new search terms. So you're positioning some for moms, some for brides, some for coaches, some for teachers, some for grandparents, and then different thumbnails, different colors, different keywords. And this will skyrocket organic traffic. So in a practical sense, what this did was, instead of showing up under one set of search results, let's say for mama sweatshirts, now I'm showing up under 632. Now I'm showing up under 632 sets of search results, because each listing has 8 unique long tail keywords in it. In 79 listings times 8 unique long tail keywords, that's now 632 sets of search results, which is amazing. This completely exploded my traffic. Okay, what questions do we have here? Do you think it's best to do handmade and not print on demand? No, you can definitely do print on demand as well. Oh, thank you. Althea said this is so good. How are you doing fast delivery if you are doing print on demand? Well, one of my secret strategies with print on demand is actually using smaller production partners. That is an amazing way to compete with speed. What is, let's see, how much inventory should you have initially? I actually just had one sample sweatshirt and one set of patches. And I didn't even put the patches on the sweatshirt, I just laid them on. Did you do this with print on demand? This example was with a physical product, but we have dozens and dozens, probably hundreds actually, of clients doing this with print on demand. Do digital products have a real chance? Joe, absolutely. I have clients who do over $100,000 per month with digital products. Smaller production partners, that means you're not going through Printify, you're going through more of a local option. And we can help you find local, smaller production partners in your area. How do your products get into the search engine? Through SEO, which is search engine optimization. It's really how you structure your listings and your shop. SEO comes from both listings and the shop itself. Can you do this with custom art? Absolutely. Every single flower wall I sold, every single floral letter I sold was a one-of-a-kind unique item. So 100% you can do this with custom art. Perfect. Where do you find the influencers? There's so many places to find the influencers. There's actually entire lists of influencers that you can get through social agencies that we can easily connect you with. We also have lists of influencers through Instagram you can find, TikTok. I actually like Instagram probably the best because it's a lot of the OG influencers are there, and that's where they're doing most of their affiliate linking and influencing because of the ease of clicking outside of that Instagram platform. Perfect. Okay. We'll have more time for questions. Do not worry. Yes. So I made the flower walls myself, but actually I ended up completely outsourcing it to a military spouse. So I was able to employ a military spouse with a full-time income for her, and she did production. And that bought me my time back. And when your margins are over 70%, you can afford to hire. Yeah, physical can be very profitable. So can digital and print on demand. Yeah, exactly. And the floral letters, do you have one listing for your floral letters? So it was one product with over 100 listings. Absolutely. Okay. Now, what I'm noticing here is that every single person is wanting specific guidance, right? You want to be able to get your questions answered. You want to know about your specific shop. You're asking about your categories. You're asking how you should apply this specifically to your shop, right? Everyone wants to know, what about me? Help my situation, please. How do I do this? And that's why a lot of us might be frustrated with YouTube videos. And that's why if you're watching YouTube videos and not seeing results, it's because you're not getting that direct application. And the guidance that you need is very specific, right? You don't just need general cookie cutter guidance, right? We can teach you frameworks, but you want to know, how does this apply to me? And that is not in generic YouTube videos, right? That's not going to be found on YouTube. YouTube videos are like a TED Talk. Anyone know what I mean by that? You watch a TED Talk, you feel better afterwards, you feel inspired, you feel like, okay, I'm going to be okay, but then nothing happens. But then you don't make more money, your shop doesn't get turned around, you don't suddenly have a winning product, you don't suddenly get sales. You watch the video, you feel better, but nothing changed. And that's why generic YouTube videos aren't really the answer. And you're probably wondering this question, well, Dylan, good for you. Good for you. You did this on repeat in your shop, but can you actually help me see the same result? Is anyone here wondering, can you help me though? And my answer to you is yes. Creating what we call power listings, which is simply a fun term for listings that do over $20,000. This is our area of expertise. This is our area of expertise. You can see this person here put a listing up 2 weeks, did under 10,000 in revenue, and then $32,000 in revenue in the first 30 days of another product. These are two separate products. These continue to sell after raising prices as well. That's what she says. Okay, and people are asking, they're asking and for their social to film the unboxing of these products. So yes, this is not just something that I did. This is something that we are experts in helping people with. Okay, I have a question for you. Would you like to, right now, experience this type of guidance? Would you like to understand, okay, that person here on the screen, how did you help her? What did that look like specifically, visually? What did that look like for you to help her? And could I get the same type of help? Would you like to have a little behind the scenes experience of what that guidance looks like? Yes, Allie. Yes, Bridget. Okay, I got 2 yeses. I will take that as a yes. All right, so let's get into what this personalized guidance looks like. And here's the best part. When you work with us, you don't just learn the process, but you actually get the tools and support to actually apply it. Because teaching you something and telling you what to do is one thing, but showing you and then evaluating what you did and showing you how to adjust, that is where the real results occur. Okay, so what I'm going to be showing you right now is something where when you join us today, you actually get a free month of coaching. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. Okay, so on my screen, everyone who works with us joins from today specifically. This training is going to get a free month of coaching. Okay. All right, so this is the platform that everything is hosted on. Everything is here. Our course, our coaching, this is our new training. This is everything we put out. We add 4 new hours of strategy every single week to this because we never want what you invest in for your business to become outdated. We want to keep you up to speed with the latest things that are happening today that you need to be doing in your shop. So this is constantly updated daily, weekly, with a minimum of 4 new hours per week. Okay. When you join us, we believe in really holding your hand. This is a very high touch, white glove type of approach because it's full onboarding, and then we'll actually call you a few days in. So a few days after you've joined us, we'll actually be calling you to check in and make sure that you did your onboarding. Okay, and then we move into the actual program. Now, this is our new course. You might be thinking, well, I don't know if I have time for this. You guys, the lessons are, let me show you here. Oops. I had the wrong tab pulled up. Here we go. Oh, very interesting. We put a poll out. 64% of you want to know the right first steps to take. 22% of you are looking for a clear strategy of growth. 9% of you want expert eyes on your shop, and then 3% want accountability. That is great to hear. So you'll see, you might think, I don't have time for Etsy. Well, these lessons are 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, you are willing to put 3 to 5 minutes in if you've showed up here. So what we begin with is targeting profitable customers. And this is very, very important. And I would say 99% of people we work with are missing this. And this is the foundation of success. If you don't have a profitable customer, you will have zero consistency in your business. You might as well not have an Etsy shop if you're not going to target a profitable customer. So that's where we start. And then we help you build a product mix around them. So we have our 7 types of products framework, different listings with different purposes, and we will help you specifically identify what these are for your shop. So we're giving you your next 3 steps in your shop, and we're holding your hand through those. And then we help you find trends that aren't on Etsy. So a lot of you asked about the influencers. How do we find these for your specific shop? We will help you find these for your specific shop. Module 3 is all about fixing your shop and your listings. The thing is, you don't want to keep putting listings in your shop if you're not seeing results. Because if you keep doing more of what's not working, it doesn't make it work. Your current listings, if you're not seeing traction, your current listings are what I would call dead weight. We need to fix that. We need them to start paying rent so that Etsy will start to see your shop in good favor. If you sit with dead listings in your shop, Etsy will give you a negative shop quality score, which just means they assume that anything new you add likely also will not sell. So this is why we want to fix your listing. So we start within the first 24 hours of working with you with a shop audit. And Module 3 shows you how to fix these. So SEO, site merchandising, that is essential. If you don't know what site merchandising is, then you're definitely not doing it, and you're definitely missing a huge financial opportunity for your shop. Pinterest optimization, mobile optimization, all of that is covered here. And then we get into the sprint, and this is your plan for the next 3,000 to 4,000 orders. So it's your pricing strategies and a little bit of social media. Who here has a plan for their next 3,000 to 4,000 orders? Okay, 3,000 to 4,000 orders. Do you have a plan for that? Yes or no? Noreen, yes, these strategies also work for Shopify. The one difference is SEO, but we do actually teach you later on in the program how to expand onto Shopify. But yes, these strategies work for Shopify as well. Who has a plan to get the next 3,000 to 4,000 orders? Yes, no, maybe, no, okay. And that is why you're stuck, because you can't see 5 steps ahead, right? If you're blind, if you're literally blind to what you should be doing, you don't have a plan, of course we're lost, right? Of course we're not seeing results. You need a very tactical, proven, repeatable plan to get that momentum. In 3,000 to 4,000 orders, I call that just getting momentum, getting that initial momentum going. I call it the sprint. And it's pricing, it's a little social media as well. So social media could be Pinterest, could be Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. We cover all of the platforms. But even if you only did one, like Pinterest, that would be super helpful. However, Pinterest is a complete and utter waste of your time if you have not updated your listings and your SEO. Pinterest is a total waste of time. Okay. Then once you have those first 3,000 to 4,000 sales, and if you're doing digital, I would say 5,000 to 6,000 orders, then we move into module 5, and this is about scaling. So we give you a sales plan, we show you how to use it, we help you with planning and forecasting, we help you with email marketing, expanding onto Shopify or other platforms if you'd like to, and then using data to make decisions. So no guessing, it's all data-driven. Now, if you're thinking, oh, I'm worried this is just like watching YouTube videos, well, I promise it's not. First of all, it's every step you need prioritized for you. So you're not watching random videos and trying to find like the nugget, which will be out of order and might actually not even work if you haven't done the necessary prerequisite steps. Okay. And not to mention YouTube, right, is nowhere near what our topic library gives you. This is our topic library. It is a gold mine. An absolute gold mine of hardcore strategies that work today. And this is kind of like Netflix. You could go in and pick and choose what you want to learn more about. So let's say you want to learn more about, let's say, loss leaders. Okay, here's some specific lessons on loss leaders, handmade loss leaders, digital loss leaders. Maybe you want to learn about about vintage. Right? You can go to vintage. Maybe you want to learn about wrapping paper. I had someone do over $130,000 with print-on-demand wrapping paper last year. Here's a full tutorial on it. So this is our topic library. Anything you'd possibly want to know more about, we cover here. Okay, full design labs where we'll do workshops and fix your designs for you. So all of that is covered here. And then resources we keep you up to date with, trend forecasting, we give you the latest trends. And accountability, I saw 3% of you are looking for accountability. So we do provide that. Every week you can join a free call. And then coaching. Coaching is the difference, and this is really what you're missing. So if you're going to YouTube videos, you're not getting personalized guidance. If you don't have personalized guidance, how would you know how to apply this? Now, this is the coaching where you will have 5 coaching calls available to you every single week. You guys, 2 of those calls are with me. Imagine joining me twice a week to talk about your shop. Imagine meeting with me and saying, hey, Dylan, what's the one thing I should focus on? Because this should not be overwhelming. You should just know your next 3 steps. And that's what coaching does for you. Because if you're looking on YouTube, I'm sure you're overwhelmed. You're like, there's all this stuff. I don't know what to focus on, or whose strategies are right. Maybe strategies are working against each other and you don't even realize it. But having coaching is where we can simplify this. And we can say, these are your, like Holly here, right? There's a lot to learn. Holly, all you need to focus on is your next 3 steps. That's all. Your next 3 priorities. Sometimes it's just one thing. What's the one thing I should focus on in my shop? And that's what a lot of people come to my coaching calls and ask for. So coaching calls are 5 times a week available to you, and you can join those. They're always recorded too. So if you can't attend, just submit the questions and you can watch the recording after. So this is what a coaching call looks like. Here's a couple more. We're actually, see, I'm going through the shop here. I'm doing competitor analysis for this person. And it's all about your shop and showing them specifically in their listing what to fix. Now, I think the favorite part of coaching is the private coaching, because this is where you have direct access to myself and the team. Yeah, myself and the team 24/7. Now, I'm seeing a lot of questions in the chat where people they already know you want this type of guidance. Okay, if you know that you want this type of guidance, all you have to do is book a free call with us. The call is totally free. And just for moving forward with us on that call, you'll get an extra free month of coaching. And someone asked, do you have payment plans like Afterpay, Affirm? Yes, we do have a Klarna payment plan. It actually goes out, our payment plan for Klarna, if you're in the US, goes out to 24 months. I saw Paula was asking about that in a private message. So yes, we do have great options for that. So if you're like, yes, I know I want this personalized guidance, book the free call. That is the next step. And the call is a call with you and our team. And that's simply where we go through what you're working on in the shop, what you're struggling with, and we build a custom plan for you. We've built over 400 custom options for people. So just keep that in mind. It's not a one-size-fits-all thing. It's not even option A or B. We put something custom together for you that fits exactly what your needs are, exactly where you're at. So what I was showing you here, this is the private coaching. This, you can see this person is asking her questions, and then we go in and we make this video. So this link actually goes to this video. And this is a video of her shop. And this is a coaching video. It's 29 minutes long. And we're telling her specifically what to fix in her listings.
So she's in your book only. So
here you go. I'll mute it. But this is the way that she knows exactly what her next 3 steps are. Okay, and this is where we give you product ideas. We'll give you customer ideas. We'll give you the one thing to focus on. Yeah, we'll give you the one thing to prioritize. And 64% of you are wondering what the right first steps to take are in your shop. And this is where we provide you with exactly that. And it's only your shop. It's not general advice. It's your specific situation. And this is something that you have access to every single day for a year. So every day you can ask us questions, unlimited questions, and we are working with you very closely. You actually have 2 to 3 coaches who are specifically assigned to your business. So you have personalized assigned coaches, plus myself, of course. Okay. Now you might be thinking, well, what is the result of something like this? right? What is the result of something like this? Every single month we put up a post and we share, how did it go? So this person shares her 1 month goal was 1,000. She ended up at 1,600. Okay, not bad. This person shares, let's see, had her first 20K month. Now, if you're thinking, well, how do I know these people didn't start like this? Is anyone a little skeptical? How do we know they didn't start like this? You can actually scroll through and see all of their results. So from when they started the program to now, this person shares, I started my shop in late April. Only a few digital products. Fast forward to July, I have a bestseller. I'm giving my notice to my bosses on Saturday, and I'll be a full-time Etsy seller soon. My revenue from April to the end of June was around $1,000. I started the program in May, implemented the strategies in June and July. July did 3,500, and then let's scroll up and see what she did in August. Our revenue increased from 3,500 in July to over 10,000 in August. So grateful, still in shock and disbelief. If these results are better than what you're looking for, you can book the call. Book the free call to see if it's the right fit. Let's see what happened after that. 10,000 in August. I love following their story, right? In the comments. 12,700 in September. 17,400, 68 in October. So you can see the growth. And now when you scroll up to their most recent, let's see, they did 17,000 in August and 20,000 in July. So this is where it's very helpful to see every single result, because you don't want just one unicorn result. You want to see consistency. With any type of coaching program you look for consistency, you guys. Don't look for the one unicorn result where you see the same testimonial over and over. Look for consistency. This person was under 2,000, okay, last year. Now they're over 21,000. 1 week in, no shop yet, right? There's someone just getting started. She's optimistic and she says, I've learned so much already. So there's beginners too, right? So this is where you want to see consistency in results, right? You want to see consistency in monthly growth. Okay, so if you're still here, I'm sure you have questions. And if you're like, yeah, great question. What is the net income? The profitability will totally range based on what you're selling. So for example, print on demand, you might be 30 to 40% for your margin. It also depends on the stage of the business you're at. We have someone who went from a few $100s a month to over 700 last year. She's usually over 60% with her margin. My margin was over 70% based on my product types, okay, and my market leadership. Digital will be a much higher gross margin, usually over 80%. Okay, now if you're still here, I'm sure you have questions. And if you're thinking, oh my gosh, I know I just need to learn about this. I need to see what is possible. I need to see if this is the right fit, then book your call. And just for joining, you'll get an extra month of free coaching, which means 5 calls a week, personalized private message coaching daily. Okay, and you can book your call. What you do is you actually click on the link in the chat and then you select a time. You click next. Actually, let's see if there's decent times open still. Okay, you click next and then you put in your name, your email, and you just click what describes you best and schedule the event. Now, make sure you show up to the call because my team and I, right, we might be skipping the family dinner to meet with you. So make sure you show up, okay? Or maybe missing a soccer game or missing a soccer practice or something to meet with you. So make sure that you do respect, their time. And we've had, let's see here. We've already had, let's see how many of you have booked your calls yet. And I'm going to answer your questions because I'm sure if you're here, you have questions. We have had 48 people book calls. So very, very exciting. Let us know in the chat if you booked your call. Okay. And I almost forgot, we do have a results guarantee. So there is a results guarantee, which means once you work with us for a year, if you're still not seeing results, we will work with you for free. We will not charge you anything. And we'll work with you for free until you do see results. Now, it would be very difficult for you not to see results. It would mean you are not doing anything, if you're not seeing results. And let me know if you can relate to this. When we ask our current students, right, the ones who have scaled their businesses with us, where they were before joining coaching, this is how they describe themselves. 25%, they say, I was watching my sales stay flat or drop, and I didn't know what I was doing wrong. 25% said I was stuck in YouTube tutorial land and I was still confused. 19% said I was overwhelmed by Etsy, trying random strategies and hoping something would work. Another 19% said I was dreaming of going full time, but had no idea how I'd get there. And then 12% said I was creating products I loved, but nobody was buying. If you can relate to any of these descriptions of where people were at before they joined us, then you are exactly like the type of person that we work with and like the type of person who succeeds when they work with us. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, results guarantee absolutely is unheard of. And there's not one price. I'm seeing what is the price of the course? There's not one price. So in the past, you guys, I used to have option A or option B. And what I found, that was in my first year and a half of coaching, what I found was that really limited my ability to serve. So that limited my ability to meet people where they are at and to help them. Because some people, they just lost their jobs. Some people, they are relying on Social Security, and that's not enough. Some people, they need a lot more support than what my initial two options were. Some people need a lot less support. So what we do is we actually meet with you on a call. We ask you what you're struggling with. Okay, and then we show you this is the type of help that would be fitting to your needs and your budget. So if you have a budget, think about that. We have payment plans as well. So think about, okay, what could I afford per month to invest in getting the help that I've needed for so long for my business? So what we will talk about on the call is your shop, if you have one, or the shop that you want to start. We'll talk about what your goal is for the shop. We'll talk about what you've been working on with it so far and what you're struggling with, where you're getting stuck, so that we can specifically show you where in the program we would be focusing first and what we would be prioritizing with you. Perfect. That is what we work with you on the call. Yes. Okay. So if you're curious, okay, what did these other sellers that you work with, what did they ask before joining? Here were their questions. And I'm sure if these were their questions, they're probably yours. I see someone asking, can you make money in the first month? You can. We don't provide any financial guarantee because that is illegal. Okay, so that is absolutely illegal. If anyone is providing financial guarantees, run the other way, please report them, right? Typically with Etsy, you'll see results within 3 to 4 weeks. So this means changes in your stats. Okay, 9 of you here have booked your call, which is so exciting. Yes, 9 of you here have booked your call, which is so exciting. 3 to 4 weeks is when you typically start to see changes in your stats. So think about where you want to be 90 days from now, because this is plenty of time to transform your shop. I actually had someone update 1,000 listings in 3 weeks. So you can absolutely get your shop transformed for Q4. And this is the best time of year. So right now, it's September 22nd today. Imagine you update your listings in the next week, 3 to 4 weeks from now, right? We're start of November. That's amazing. That means heading into the busiest time of the year for traffic, you are fully optimized. Your shop today versus your shop fully optimized and selling the right products will give you 2 completely opposite outcomes for the fourth quarter. So my question to you is, do you really want to sit it out this holiday season? Or do you want to take the next few weeks to get the updates made? Do you want to take full advantage? We do see they do have completely opposite outcomes. So which outcome are you looking for? Are you wanting to have a fully optimized shop heading into holiday where you're maximizing the free traffic that Etsy is paying and driving? Or do you want to sit with what you're on right now and sit out this holiday season, and maybe next year you will try? Well, I will tell you, next year, your situation's not going to be any better. If you stay stuck for one more year, that's not going to motivate you. Okay. Now, if you're thinking, well, what about Shopify or Amazon? I saw someone asking about Shopify. Okay, these strategies do work for Shopify, but the exception would be there's one change with the SEO strategy, one change there that we can guide you on. But Amazon, like if you're doing Amazon, it's going to be higher fees. It's going to be half of the profit of Etsy. I did Amazon and Shopify, you guys. I'm not kidding. Your profit on Amazon will be 50% lower. With Shopify, you better be ready, as well as with Amazon, to have about $5,000 to $10,000 in cash that you can just spend to get that initial traffic and momentum. So 5 to 10K, it's an expensive experiment. So I want you to make sure you're not going to feel bad if you lose that money. About 5 to 10,000 a month, specifically with Shopify, about $1,000 a month for an influencer budget. So those are very costly options with high risk. Whereas compared to Etsy, you can get started immediately and start making money in the first month. You saw Nikayla, I showed you, she made $10,000 a month consistently, and that was actually 6 months in. Okay. Twila, you booked a call. Michelle, you booked a call. Amazing. Yes, if you booked your call, let me know. Okay. Now, what about done with you? We opened up some more spots on the calendar. 14 of you have booked your calls. What about done with you versus done for you? Is anyone here tempted to go onto Fiverr and say, hey, like so-and-so, you'll fix my Etsy shop for $5. Like, what do I have to lose? You have a lot to lose. You can actually put your Etsy shop in the toilet if you do that. So that's a lot to lose. That's literally risking your whole business. Not to mention people signing into your shop from third world countries is very, very risky. Very, very risky, incredibly risky. I'd be ready to give the shop away if you were willing to do that. Sam, you booked your call. Allie, you booked your call. Amazing, amazing. Done with you, we are teaching you the ropes. Done with you gives you that independence. Done with you teaches you what you need to know so that you are in control of your business moving forward. And you're not giving control to an agency that you have to pay to hopefully update your listings, to hopefully make money, right? It's such a risk. So we teach you how to be successful yourself. We teach you how to know how to do this. Now, I see people asking about the time. How much time does this take? Do you need to be more motivated or have more time? Not at all. The fact that you guys are here, this already proves that you are hardworking. And our system is designed to work in just one focused hour per day. 1 hour per day, 7 hours a week. Okay, this is not about grinding harder. It's about following the right steps. So it's not necessarily about putting in more time. It is about spending the time that you're already spending doing different things. Could everyone put in the chat, how much time do you spend working on your shop right now? Go ahead and put that in the chat. Mila, you booked your call. Amazing. Yes, click on the link to book your call. It's in the chat. Let me know, how much time do you spend in a week watching YouTube videos, working on your shop, or thinking about Etsy? How much time per week does Etsy occupy in your mind? Let me know in the chat, because it's not going to be about more time necessarily. It's about spending that time doing different things. So too much, 30 to 60 minutes a day. Okay. Yeah, it's important to understand. So you're just starting, no time, 5 hours. So if you're spending 5 hours a week and you're not seeing results, You could spend 50 hours a week doing the same exact things and you still won't see results. So your problem, you guys, your problem is not that you need to spend more time on Etsy and working on it. It's that you need to spend your time doing completely different things that you didn't even know you should be doing. Selling to different customers, probably adding in additional products that are not in the shop today. So you're spending your time on the wrong things. So if you spent 50 times the amount of time you're spending, it wouldn't make a difference because it just means more time on the wrong steps. If you're not tech savvy, don't worry. No fancy software, simple tools, easy to follow, walkthroughs and steps. If you're not a designer or creative, you don't need to be. We also have our design workshops and over 40 hours of design tutorials. On a design workshop, we will take your design in Canva. I'll actually create a duplicate for you so you can use it in your shop after. And I will make edits to you on a live coaching call. And I'm talking to you like, Holly, here is what I'm fixing about this listing. Do you see how I'm changing the spacing? I would change it to this font here. Make this larger, change the background to this. And we're actually changing it alongside you. Okay. And if you're thinking, well, I'm not going to get help yet because I don't have products yet. No, you are the exact person who needs help. Because if you start your shop with the wrong products that are targeting the wrong people, or worse, products that don't even have product market fit, you're basically wasting your time. So we love to catch you before you start a shop. So do not wait to start a shop and fail before getting help. Get help so that you don't fail. Now, how about this? What if you've tried Etsy before and you've failed and you're thinking, well, is this even possible for me? I would say you didn't fail. You simply didn't have the correct directions, right? You're trying to build a furniture like a table with the instructions to building a chair. Of course, it's not going to work out. So what you were missing is the right strategies and the right priorities. And you probably didn't go in knowing these are my next 3 steps. I just have to focus on these next 3 tasks. You're probably kind of throwing spaghetti at the wall. That's what most people do. And that's when you're missing strategy. So of course it's not going to work out when you're doing that. Amazing. Barbara, you booked. Amazing. Amazing. Okay. So it's not that you're destined to fail. It's that, of course, the wrong strategies didn't work. Now, if you're thinking, well, what if I'm not sure that this will work for me? Wait, 21 of you have booked your calls, by the way. That's amazing. If you're not sure that this will work for you, I would say you don't have to be 100% sure. And that is exactly what our results guarantee is for. Okay, so our results guarantee is for you because, of course, you're not sure. Every single successful person is not sure if it will work for them because Etsy hasn't worked well for you so far, possibly. So, right, you're probably nervous, which is totally normal, completely normal. And that's why we have a results guarantee. Now, I want to be clear, this is not a money back guarantee. This is where we will work with you for free until you see results. Okay, because we're pouring hundreds of hours into you and your business. And if you're still thinking, well, I don't know, like I just want to think about this. I want to think about this. Thinking will keep you safe, right? It keeps you feeling safe, but it also keeps you stuck. You will never grow by thinking about anything. Thinking never lends itself to growth. You will never succeed by thinking. Deciding is the only thing that will move you forward. And I would ask, like, put this in the chat. How long have you been thinking about Etsy? How long have you been thinking about growing your shop? Dawn, you've booked. Anna, you've booked. Amazing. How long have you been thinking about growing your shop? Is this like, I've been thinking about doing Etsy for a day? I've been thinking about doing Etsy for years. Christine, years. Sophia, since June. Myra, 3 years. Michelle, over 1 year. How long have you been thinking about it? Everyone here, put in the amount of time, maybe the amount of time you've been watching YouTube videos about Etsy. 2 months, Mila. Several months, Tina. Vicky, you booked. Amazing. Let's go, Vicky. Several months, Tina. So most of you, Robin, 1 year. Most of you have been thinking about this for more than a couple hours. A year, Joanne. I want you to picture this. Everyone, I want you to picture this right now. 1 year from now, we're heading into holiday season of 2026. You sat still. You didn't take any action this year, and you're 1 year older, but you're 1 year still stuck. You're stuck even deeper in the mud than you were last year. You're stuck even deeper in failure than you were the previous year. You're 1 year older, but you're not 1 year further ahead. You're not 1 year closer to what you want. You've wasted a whole year. Another year thinking about this. You've wasted another year staying stuck. Who wants to stay stuck in their life for a full year? Right? That is so sad. Right? And what this program does is it helps you. Yes, we'll get a year forward, but we'll be getting you more than a year ahead because you're learning from people with a combined decades of e-commerce experience. And we've helped thousands of people do exactly what you want to do. So you always have your next few steps. And so if you always know your next 3 actions, you'll never stay stuck. You will never stay stuck, let alone stay stuck thinking for another year. Okay? So if you are sitting here scared right now, book your call, because the alternative is the potential of staying stuck for another year, right? And they always say the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the next best time is right now. So do not delay. Do not keep waiting. Do not keep staying stuck. Do not keep punishing yourself in your future by not taking action. Because when you take action and you book the free call, you don't have to make a decision, right? Come to the call with questions. Come to the call with questions, right? I would also ask you to really look at how long you've been thinking, and remember, like, this is a sign, right? This is a sign. The fact that you're here today and we have solutions for you. The call is totally free, and it's 45 minutes. It's a 45-minute call. And imagine, okay, I'm going to take a 45-minute call to take action, to learn about the next steps I need to take in my business, versus another month of just thinking, or another year of just thinking. Sophia, you've booked. Indy, you've booked. Rachel, you've booked. Okay, and if you still have questions, you can bring those questions to the call. And this is your time. And if you're thinking, well, what if I would fail? We have over 47 people in the company, you guys, at this point. The reason we've grown so fast is because of one thing: the results. The results. We have thousands and thousands and thousands of testimonials. We also have accountability calls for you. We call you, we meet with you. We make sure that you always know your next few steps. And we've tried to make our system fail-proof for people who are willing to do the work. And the alternative to not trying is failing. Okay, so we'll put the link in the chat to book that call. And you'll definitely fail if you don't try. You'll definitely fail if you stay stuck another few months or another year. That's the only way to fail. And so this is your strategy call, your time. We will not let you join if this is not the right fit, full stop. Okay, because we only want people in the program who will succeed. Your results are a direct reflection of us, right? And we will advise you on what's best for you. If this is not the right fit for you, we will send you with a resource and send you on your way, a free resource, okay? So by booking a call, you literally have nothing to lose. You literally have nothing to lose. Ashley, you booked, okay? And my guarantee is that we are committed, right? We are committed to helping you, and that results guarantee is huge, right? We will work with you for free until you see results, if you haven't seen results after a year, okay? Now, what about the question? Let's talk about finances a little bit, okay? What about people who are thinking, well, I'm scared to invest in my business. Yes, this is an investment in your business, but we have a variety of options available and we can completely customize this to fit your needs. So ultimately, if you are determined to be successful, we don't want your financial situation to hold you back. We've created over 400 different options for people, and I can promise you the cost of the investment, especially monthly, if we break it down to a payment plan, it can be way, way less than how much money you're actually trying to make on Etsy. So the entire idea is that you invest money to make more, right? That's the only reason you'd have a business to begin with. It's not just for women or moms. This program is for all ages, genders, backgrounds, every product category. If you live outside the US, that's amazing. That's great. We have students in 35 countries. Okay. And the difference here, right? The difference between people who are succeeding in life, really, and in business, and the people who don't succeed in their life and in business is the willingness to take action. Coming here to this training, this was action number 1. Booking your call is action number 2. Okay. And then we will give you the exact steps from there. Okay. And if you're doing this alone, of course, you don't know what your next steps are, but the right group, having that right group in your corner and the right mentor speaking into you so you know exactly what your next steps are, that changes everything. The most successful people in the world always have mentors. And behind this program is a full team and myself fully invested in your business. So actually, here's a get together with some of our students in coaching team. 29 of you have booked your call. That is so exciting. Okay. And don't forget, everyone who stays until the end is definitely going to get our free training. Don't worry. We'll be giving that at the end. But I would love for you to also ask yourself, what is holding me back right now? What is holding me back? Feel free to put it in the chat so I can address that. What is holding you back? And let's talk a little bit, because maybe it's finances. Let's talk a little bit about how to find that money in your life, how to carve out that money. Maybe it's changing priorities, right? Maybe it's cutting out some of those subscriptions, right? Maybe it's canceling that gym membership that you don't use enough. Maybe it's canceling some of those Everbees or eRank or Allura or any of those tools that you're paying for that aren't really helping you, right? Because think about it this way, you can't, if you're trying to get in shape, if you're trying to work out, if you're trying to get healthier and get fit and, become a bodybuilder, you can't get in shape without committing and investing in yourself and your health. The same thing goes for your business. Your business will not improve if you don't invest in improving it. Yes, anxiety and fear, finances, fear of change. I think the scariest thing is actually life not changing. The scariest thing right now is actually life not changing. Look at where you are. And I think with all the events of the world right now, right, think about where you are. If what you've accomplished in your life is everything you've done up until right now, would you have regrets? If everything ended tomorrow, would you feel like you lived out your full purpose and potential? If not, right, that is the real failure. That is the real loss. That is the real loss. So yes, it's anxious, it can create anxiety to try something new. It can create anxiety to build something. But what is the alternative? It's staying stuck and not filling out your potential and not fulfilling that potential. How to set up an Etsy account, we help you with that. Cost, there's always things you can cut out of your life to make this financially possible, right? We all have around, it's actually around 300, this is a blue collar kind of analysis that was done, but everyone has around $300 to $600 per month that they could actually cut out of their life. Okay, it's cutting back on eating out, on Starbucks, driving less, doing free things at home, cooking different types of foods, right? Cutting back in different areas. I had someone put their CrossFit membership on hold in order to invest in their business, right? And that motivated her. Making small sacrifices for the long-term benefit of your financial future, that is what every single successful, wealthy person has done. Okay, if they didn't just inherit money, every self-made, wealthy person made short-term sacrifices for long-term benefit. Amazing. Now, this is an interactive part, and I would love for everyone to participate in something. Okay. I would love for everyone to participate in one activity, and this is very meaningful in order to really get to know you and why you're here. This is my why. Okay, this is my why. This is why I do what I do. This is my sister, my older sister. If you know my story, you might have heard about this, but actually it was September 22nd. It was actually 22 years ago today. Today is the anniversary of her accident. She was totally normal. She's 2 years older. She had, when she was 15 years old, she had a cardiac arrest in gym class, in her high school gym class. They didn't give her CPR. She was in a coma, and she's suffered an anoxic brain injury. She's permanently cognitively like a 9-year-old. Since I was the age of 13 years old, 22 years ago today, I have known that I have to make sure she'll always be okay. And that is a heavy, heavy weight for a 13-year-old little girl. And this is her today. It's looking like she will be in a wheelchair. That's what doctors are saying for most of her life going forward. Things are deteriorating, but this is my why. I needed Etsy to create financial freedom, to create location freedom, to create that time freedom, so that no matter what, I knew I could always drop everything to be there for her. And I've known that this would be my why since I was 13 years old. What is your why? What is your why? Why are you doing Etsy? Go ahead and put in the chat, what is your why? Is it creating that freedom from your 9 to 5? Is it creating financial security? Is it more time with your family? Is it building something that is truly yours? Is it showing up at Christmas dinner, the family get together during this holiday season and saying, I have a business, when people ask you what you're up to? Is it saying with pride that you're a business owner and not being ashamed of the little Etsy shop that you're struggling with? Is it saving for retirement, retiring a spouse, taking your kids to Disney? Ramona, you want to honor your daughter that you lost 2 years ago. That is so inspiring. William, you booked your call. Indy, financial security. Krista, having a purpose. Barbara, you believe your work can bring joy to others, right? What is your purpose here? What is the goal with Etsy? Etsy is simply a vehicle. 36 of you have booked your call, right? Etsy is simply a vehicle here. However, where you're at right now with Etsy, it's not probably going very well, right? Or maybe it's not even begun. And that is because what you are missing, right? What you are missing is having the expert eyes on your business for personalized feedback, including coaching from myself. And we will help you from scratch if needed, right? Meeting you wherever you are and giving you step-by-step guidance. And we will help you fulfill that why and reach your goals. Whether it's Lisa, financial freedom, Vicky, your position was eliminated after 35 years, forced retirement. You need additional income. Sophia, to help your mom pay off her debt. Renee, retiring you and your husband. Stacy, financial freedom for your husband. Rebecca, growing your Etsy shop so you can retire. Right? These are all extremely important reasons why you're doing this. And that is why we partner with you so closely and we work with you very closely, because this is not just a transaction of making money on Etsy. There's such purpose behind this. And understanding your purpose, it really helps us and me personally understand the impact of what we're doing here. Okay. Eileen, you're 75 years old. You want more financial freedom. You want to leave your daughter and her family something financially to make their lives easier. Your parents did that for you. You want to pay it forward. Exactly. These are all reasons why your next step is taking action to build your business. Right? So this is about taking control, right, of your goals, your why. Everyone here has a really important reason why they want to have a business. We're not just crazy punishing ourselves doing something challenging for fun, right? We're doing it because we have a goal in mind. And this is the time where you are taking control. And the way to take control is not to think about things and to stay stuck. That's letting go of control. That's losing control. This is your time to take control and take matters into your own hands and to take action. So instead of, fulfilling someone else's dream, right, you can start to fulfill your own. And if you've gotten to age 75 or age 50 and you have not achieved those goals, it's not too late. We have people in their 80s in our program. Michelle, you want to do this for your family, set them up for financial security, set your kids up for college and retirement. Anna, you want to retire your husband and pay your house and your vehicles. Paula, taking pressure off your husband to take care of your 82-year-old mom who has dementia. That is a lot of pressure, you guys. You have a lot of pressure in here, right? There's a lot going on, and there's a bigger reason why you're doing Etsy outside of just for fun, right? There's a goal you have in mind, and we can help you fulfill that and reach the goals. Doing what you're doing now, is it getting you closer to those goals? Are you seeing that those goals are coming true because of your shop right now? Or do you maybe need a little bit of guidance? Dawn, you want to redefine yourself, continue to contribute to your family in a new way. You've been a stay-at-home mom for 23 years. You want to find you as Dawn and not just mom. I bet a lot of people can relate to that. Janice, you want that freedom from work. You want to be debt-free. Exactly. Maybe it's paying off credit card bills. Like, what are your goals? And the thing is, if you have a goal without a timeline, that's not a smart goal, right? You're missing the timeline, which just means you're not going to move closer to it. It's a goal that is just sitting out there and may never happen. We need to attach a timeline and action steps to it. If you don't have action steps to that goal, there's no way it's going to happen. So, and I love this saying, a goal without a plan is just a wish. So do you have a goal right now? I'm seeing all these goals in the chat, but I'm also seeing you don't have a plan. So I'm seeing these goals and I'm seeing no plan. What this is the plan. Right? This is the vehicle and the plan and the steps. That's simply what this is. It's the steps to make that happen. Exactly. And and Chris, you asked, what is the membership fee? It's not one membership or two options. We put something custom together for you on the call. So if you're realizing right now that you have a goal, but you're missing the plan, then what that really is just a wish. But we're not taking any action and we're not implementing the plan to make it happen. So Etsy is the vehicle, right? Etsy is the vehicle to make that happen. So booking a call is the next step to take action towards moving towards those goals. That's simply what the call is for. It's to learn about the program. And what you do is you click on the link. You see here, you click on the link. You pick your time. And you can see it says on the call, we'll show you what becoming a student looks like, and we'll dig deeper into your goals and what you're struggling with to ensure it's the right fit. So you pick the time in your time zone, you click next. Now make sure if you have a spouse or a business partner, make sure to bring them to the call, because I can promise you, if you're not both seeing it, it won't be something that you both agree on. something like this really needs to be seen. You put in your name, your email, what describes your situation. If you have a shop, put it in, and then just click schedule and show up. Show up on time, on Zoom, and it's your time. Anna, you have to care for your mother-in-law. That's so important. So everyone here has a really important goal, but we're missing the plan. So as far as the plan, something to think about is this plan measurably better and reliably better than my current plan? So I think I showed you July, but I want to show you August, and I want to show you more of what people are saying, because this is the time where it's your time to look inside and see what the actual students are experiencing. Okay. Althea just hit 500 sales. She's only been in the program for a month. Andrea hit 50 sales. Hard work does pay off. She got rejected from the Etsy Design Awards to now top 150 global finalists. She says she actually makes over 30 grand a month. She says, following everything I learned here, I completely optimized our listings. Sales started coming back. Then something amazing happened. Etsy reached out again, and this time she became a finalist. Right. 16 years on Etsy and almost gave up. Thankfully, Dylan's coaching program came into my life. I'm seeing more orders, views, and visits. I was thinking I'd need to find another job after 16 years. She's back. You guys, this is someone who was on Etsy for 16 years. They were about to have to go get another job, right? They learned the right strategies. They got the plan, and now they can do this full time, and they don't have to get another job, right? And if you've already spent money on Etsy, right? If you've already invested, Robin, I'm seeing your comment. You're afraid to spend more money than you already have. If you've invested in the wrong things, if you've invested in that $97 course, that $200 course on Udemy or Skillshare or whatever you found it on, and it didn't work, that is a sunk cost. You bought something that didn't work. Does that mean that you shouldn't invest in the right strategies? Right? If you have not booked a call yet, I would ask you to just put in the comments, what is holding you back? What is holding you back from booking the call? Okay, what is stopping you from clicking on that link and booking the free call? It's a totally free call. You're not making a decision right now by booking a call. It's simply deciding that you're willing to take action in your shop and learn about what the next steps for your shop might be. Just the cost? Okay, what is the cost of staying stuck? I'd love to kind of workshop that with you, Cindy, because I think a lot of people, that is their fear or the reason they have not booked a call. They're worried about cost. First, we create something that fits your budget. Okay, we create something that fits your budget. But what is truly the cost of not booking a call to learn about the right steps? For this person, the cost of not booking her call is that she would have had to go get another job. She would not have been able to do Etsy full time. That is what the cost is. That is so costly, right? She's making over $1,000 a month. This person, $617 in a day, then $1,200 in a day. This person, right, learning our TikTok strategies, 100,000 views on something, $1,200 in sales in one day. And this is low price point digital products. This person, she sells vintage. She used to sell 6 to 7 items a week. Now she sold 7 items within 24 hours. That's over $1,000 in a day. She also, this goes to show you don't need a bunch of listings. She actually went from about 1,100 listings. She removed 1,000 listings from her shop. She's down to 130 listings. And she says, I always had faith, but I can actually see after applying all the new techniques the course and coaches are teaching me is starting to pay off. Exactly. So the cost, right? The cost of her not booking a call is she would not be seeing $1,000 in 24 hours. She would be seeing still 6 to 7 orders a week versus 6 to 7 a day. What is that? If she's doing $1,000 for every 6 to 7 orders, that's another $6,000 she just made extra on average per week. That was the cost of what she would have missed out on. $6,000 a week by not booking a call, right? So booking a call, it's not making a decision. It's simply making a decision to learn and be open-minded. And you can see 30-year vintage seller on Etsy for 14. And she just shares what a difference having this program has been and how much she has learned. And she said, most of all, I love that this is showing us how to make more money. That is what this program is about. Money is the vehicle to accomplish your goals. If without that vehicle, you will not get to your goals. So what right now is the vehicle for you to get to your goals? Etsy is one of the fastest things you could be doing to get to your goals. Okay, 38 of you have booked your call. What is holding you back? What is holding you back? You say, even Stephanie says, it's challenging to get out of your own way. You should be absolutely excited that you are making an investment in yourself and in your business. That is a huge deal. So the cost of not getting guidance is actually very expensive financially, right? Because it's the cost of missing out on the income you should be making. And you're putting all your time into the wrong things, when honestly, if you're not going to do the right strategies with Etsy, you might as well shut the shop down and become an Uber driver. You could start doing grocery delivery. You could work at a gas station. Like if you're not going to put your time and effort into the right strategies, then you're wasting your time, and your hourly wage would be higher if you were applying for jobs at gas stations. So there's nothing wrong with that, by the way, right? Hard work is hard work, and I applaud hard work and work ethic. But I don't think your problem is your work ethic. I think your problem is the fear holding you back from learning how to grow your business. But your business is the vehicle to get everything you want. So don't let that fear hold you back from really getting everything that you're looking for, right? So that's really what it comes down to. And you can see, this is real-time feedback. This is just this month. Loom videos, which is our coaching videos, are rocking her world. She says, I love the video responses I've gotten from my coaches. As a visual learner, this is my preferred way to learn. I appreciate my coaches getting back to me in a timely fashion, offering suggestions I can immediately implement, and I can go back to the video several times. She says, as a new member, I'm already seeing tremendous value in this course. So imagine if you had someone making you a video on demand showing you exactly what to fix. If you don't have that, of course you're not being successful yet. And of course you don't have the right strategies. Of course you don't know what your next steps are because you don't have an expert showing you. And that is truly what this is about. Yvette says, being able to watch as my coach makes edits and suggestions is invaluable. I don't know what I'm going to do once my one-on-one coaching is over. So it's invaluable, and it's absolutely, I will say with full confidence, this is what you're missing. This is why you're not seeing results. It's why you're staying stuck. It's why you're thinking for months and years in not making progress. It's why you have these goals in your life that you have not achieved yet, right? Yet. Right? And you're in this community and all these people you're surrounded by, right? You want to find a community that sees this level of results. This person's disabled, 25 years old, from Boston. She gave herself no other option. She says, you guys can do this. Absolutely, you can do this. Amazing. So make sure you also grab the link to the free guide on targeting profitable customers. Make sure to grab that. And if you are looking at this right now and realizing, wow, this looks way better than my current plan or my lack of a plan, and I am missing a plan that will give me this consistent and reliable of results, book your call. Just book your call. It's a free call, and it's simply to go over your shop, your goals, next steps specifically for you. And that's what the call is for. It's specifically your time. Yes, absolutely. So that is what the call is for. And you can see on the call, we can take you through and show you every single result, right? You can scroll through and you can see every single result, how much money everyone is making, how they feel about the program, how they feel about having the guidance and the next steps. See, he says everything is possible if you work hard at it. You know, of course, if you have the right strategies. Right? And this is the difference. This is the difference. You go at your own pace. You have 2 to 3 coaches assigned to your business, and we are showing you exactly what to fix. Right? We're showing you, like Jenna, $55,000 in a month. How do you get that? Right? You have the right strategies. And by the way, you might be thinking, well, was she doing this before? No, you can see this is a 322% increase over the previous year. And if you're thinking, well, is it too late to start a shop? Is that holding you back? Is it too late to make changes in my shop? Okay, let me show you someone who joined our program in September of last year. Can you see this? She joined our program on September 9th. She paid upfront for a year of the course and coaching, and yesterday, which you can see October 31st, so that means 7 weeks later, she recouped her entire investment in the program in profit. Profit, not revenue, profit. Because profit's is what matters. And to put that into context, she had opened her shop in March, and the maximum she had ever made in a month was $117. She says, I don't think you can argue with these results. This program works. Ramona, you booked amazing, amazing. And if you're thinking, well, I'm still afraid, what if it's like YouTube videos? That's exactly what Melissa thought. She shares, I was reflecting today on how I was nervous to sign up for this course because I didn't know if I could get the same info for free searching around the internet. But the second I logged into the platform, I knew it was exactly what I needed. The value this platform offers is beyond my wildest dreams. The coaching, the guidance, the community, the accountability. And she did almost $15,000 the next month. And that's her second full month with us. Okay. And so, yes, in order, you say, I want to make money on Etsy before I invest. Well, if you're waiting to invest in your business until you make money, I promise you will never invest. Because your business, if you're doing the wrong strategies, it's not going to make any money. So it's kind of like what comes first, the chicken or the egg. You're like, well, I want the egg before I buy a chicken. Well, you've got to buy a chicken in order to produce the egg, right? Yeah. Ramona, I would love to know what made you decide to book your call here. It might be helpful for others to know this if they are hesitant. Absolutely. I would love to know that, Ramona. But you guys, this is This is real strategy. This is not tips or tricks. There's no way that what you're currently doing would take you from $117 in a month to then almost $15,000 within what? 10 weeks? 10 weeks, 15 grand a month? There's no way. There's no way what you're doing would do that. It's only strategy, pure strategy. And she shares, she was doing modules 1 through 3. She wasn't even doing the whole program. Modules 1 through 3 started applying the 7 types of products. She wasn't even doing the whole thing. Now, if you're thinking, well, what about a new shop? Let me show you a new shop. If you're thinking, oh, it's too late to see results this year, here's someone who started a shop mid-November of last year. You might think that's way too late. Well, in December, she went from 0 to 46 sales. January, so this is 2.5 months in, 400 orders, 6.9% conversion rate. A good goal, by the way, is 100 sales a month when you're starting out. The next month, 360 orders, but $8,000 in revenue. The next month, $8,500 in revenue. And you guys, she has an 8-month-old, a 21-month-old, and another job. She's now doing over $20,000 a month. Over $20,000 a month, and she's not even a year on Etsy. Ramona, we asked Ramona here, she just booked her call. We asked, what made you decide to book your call? And she said, to increase my profit and honor my daughter's name with a powerful business. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. And Ramona, like what Ramona is saying, Etsy is a vehicle to accomplish a goal, right? For this person, Shelby, she's an 8-month-old and a 21-month-old. Etsy is a vehicle to be able to work from home and be that mom that she wants to be. It's the vehicle to accomplish the goal. And you can see, right, 2.5 months in, she's making $8,000 a month. It's a vehicle to accomplish the goal. And you don't need to have a shop set up. We can guide you to what those high-performing products should be. This strategy works for digital products. You can see Shelby actually had digital in her shop too. And if we also make updates to the course so that you can get access to the latest strategies. And if you're wanting to do digital, let me show you an example of digital. A lot of people think, I want to do digital, but I don't know if I can make enough money. Guys, this is the results of a digital shop monthly. And these are lower price point digital products. 5,000 orders, 66,000 in a month, 59,000 in a month, 65,000 in a month, 117,000 in a month. And if you're thinking, oh my gosh, how is that possible? Right? How is that possible? Oops. Let me show you again. This person actually started our program when they were, you can see they did $500,000 last year in digital products. Okay. So they started our program on May 13th of 2023. She only had 200 orders and $1,000 in revenue. Fast forward to January of 2025, she did 8,500 orders in a single month, $117,000 in a month. Okay, and that's from where she started with us, 200 orders, 1,000 in revenue, to this. That is pure strategy. Yes, so those are low price point digital products. And the best part about being in the program is you can also see what people are selling. So when you're in the program, we do have special groups. Let me show you how we assign this. So under our announcements, we have special groups. We celebrate your growth. Okay, so you can see here, we just congratulated Nikayla. In just 7 months of working with us, she went from getting started on Etsy with no revenue to now consistently hitting $10,000 a month. 7 months of working with us. Have you done that on your own? If you have not done that on your own, but you'd like to do that on your own, You should learn about the strategies she used. So all you need to do is book a call to learn how to get access to these types of strategies. And we put something custom together for you on that call. So Shelly, you're saying there must be a range. Shelly, we have worked with people from every different background. We have some people who come in, they're unemployed, they have zero income currently. We have people who are very, wealthy who join the program. Finances are not a concern. We had someone living out of their car join our program. We have had people where both spouses were both laid off join our program. So we are able to work with you based on your situation. And we never want your finances to be the one thing that stops you from getting the help that you need. So that is why we provide customization. So we've put together, well over 400 options for people to make sure that finances will not be the one thing that holds them back from getting help. Okay. And every month we move people into different groups. So once you're past $1,000 a month, we move you from the launch group into our scaler group, and then we congratulate you. Actually, I think it's a weekly basis. So all these people, they grew from nothing into over 1,000 a month. Okay. We also have student of the week. So we will call you out. We have student of the week where we celebrate people every week. We show you how to get featured into gift guides. We bring in great speakers. So we really want to surround you with the exact support and the steps that you need. Okay. What other questions do you have? Any other questions? So this works for all product categories. My print-on-demand sellers, I have some doing over $200,000 per month. If you could not fathom how that's possible, book the call. Okay, we have digital sellers doing over $100,000 per month. If you cannot fathom how that's possible, book the call, right? If we have handmade sellers, we have sourced and hand-picked sellers doing well over $50,000 and $100,000 per month. And if you're not sure how that's possible, book your call, right? And that call is your time, and you literally have nothing to lose. However, by not booking a call, I promise you, you will stay stuck and you will miss out on this Q4 holiday opportunity. So do not miss out on the holiday opportunity. Okay? Do not miss out. We provide all the steps and the guidance that you need to be successful for holiday. Okay, so I know it can be scary, but this is the exact next step. So step number 1 was coming to this training, right? And learning about our framework for that $200,000 sweatshirt, and learning about what's possible for your shop that you don't have as a possibility right now. And step number 2 is to book a free call to learn about this and see if it's the right fit specifically for you. So that is step number 2. Okay. And if you're still sitting in that fear, just think back to your why, right? For me, mine is my sister, right? And your why is something that it's such a physical pull for you, right? It's an emotional thing for you. That reason why you need to make money or why you need this to be successful, it's not just for extra Starbucks money. This is for something much bigger than just yourself. Do we help with marketing or figuring out what to do about business financials? Absolutely, yes. So we actually give you a sales plan and we show you how to use it. So for example, we give you a sales plan and we actually teach you how to use it. So we teach you all of your business financials, yes. And here's a training on how to use it. In marketing, that is our area of expertise. Yes, marketing. I've built several companies to a very high level, and we even have a topic library with full deep dives into social media, marketing, social media, Pinterest, overlays, Instagram, scrappy free marketing. If you don't have these strategies, of course you're not being successful right now on Etsy, right? Scaling your business, affiliate programs for beginners, email marketing, how to do all of that, we teach you. Yes. Yeah, and choosing your products, because most of you, I can promise you right now, you're probably not targeting the right customer. You're probably not having the right product mix. So what we do when we start out, I'll show you an example. We say, this is someone who just joined, Hamid and Lisa, right? This is your personalized coaching space. We work 7 days a week. Drop your link below for your initial audit. If you don't have a shop, let us know what you're dreaming about, and we will help you bring that vision to life. This is what happens, right? This is what happens as soon as you join. We are helping you in the first minute of logging in. You get this. Okay, amazing. I cannot wait to see you all inside the program on my next coaching call. Don't let fear hold you back from getting to those goals. Remember, a goal without a plan is just a wish, and we are here to provide the plan. All right, everyone, I'll see you soon.